This game two, we'll see Yurko and Nicolas centered by Patrick Brown. The trio had been together for weeks, and they really were working well until Patrick Brown went up to the National Hockey League and helped the Canes make the incredible run they did. On defense, it's Jake Bean and Dan Renouf, and we are ready to go. Charlotte, draped in their home reds, will move left to right in the first period. The Marlies take it on the opening faceoff, and it goes Rosen to Liljegren, and then it's Marchment and his backhand now on the far side as he gets to the near corner. To the point, Rosen fires, save, rebound, and Nedeljkovic makes a save and loses his goal stick in the process. Checkers trying to clear it, they will, with Martin Nicolas. Skating in, Yurko, cross ice, Bean, drop pass, one-timer, oh, and a save, Kaskisuo on Brown on a glorious chance, 25 seconds in, and the goalie holds on, so they both make good saves. Patrick Brown stepped into it. Kaskisuo was actually moving to his stick side. That was shot glove side, reached up and snagged it out of the air.
Very skilled team, experience, well coached. They had it all. They had a good goaltender, two good goaltenders that they could put in, some young defensemen that were coming. They had Moore and Marchment that were playing well. Braca was playing well, and they had some experience with Greening, Carsoni, and a young kid, Korshkov, that we've seen this past year. So they were a good team that matched up really tough against us. I thought, we lose game one, and then we'd get down early in game two. We were in trouble. So they were a good team.
Yeah, I mean, they're the defending champs, and we had said it all year long. If you want to be the best, you have to beat the best, and they're defending champions. And so, yeah, we knew this was going to be a tough series. I believe we really understood that their power play carried them. They were clicking at a 40 to 45% in the playoffs up until we played them. And so we knew we had to stay out of the box, but if we did take penalties, we had to have a good penalty kill. And we didn't stay out of the box. There was a lot of penalties, but our penalty kill were stellar. And I think we outscored them on the power play. We had 6 shorties in that series, and they only had 5 power play goals. So we did a great job there. But they're a very good team. That second game was the turning point of the playoffs for me.
It was unbelievable. We knew they had a really good team. They were really skilled, and they won they were the past champions. So it was a really good test for us, and I think we were ready to play them. And it was a really good series, to be honest. It was 6 games, and all the games were battles, so it was fun.
Deflected, and that just went wide. Close call. The shot went wide on the short side. Sandin, cross ice. Here's a chance, and they score. It is Jeremy Bracco with the first goal of the game. The Checkers lose a defensive zone draw. They can't clear it. And then it's in the back of the net. No miss from Bracco. Nedeljkovic couldn't get over after the seam pass was made successfully. 1:33 the time of the goal. And Toronto leads it 1-0. All right, an early goal for the Marlies. Getting exactly what they want. Head coach Mike Vellucci of the Charlotte Checkers said that Toronto yesterday played a perfect road game. Well, if there ever was a playbook for a road game, is score an early goal. They got one there. Timoshev fired Nedeljkovic's save. And then comes free, Zach Nastasiuk, left to right. Checkers through center ice. Don't handle it well. 2 minutes gone in the first period. Andreas Borgman's pass. Off the stick of Korshkev, it's held on by Dan Renouf to Bishop, who's in. Waiting for reinforcements. Holds up and now fires it. Kaskisuo makes a save after Bishop has a nice move. But not much on the backhander, and Kaskisuo holds on. The time of the goal, 1:33. Sandin and Lindgren will get the assists on the Bracco tally. Bracco has goal number 3, point number 11 in game number 9. .46 to go. Here's Brown in the face-off circle. With Yurko and Necas, Charlotte down 1-0. 17:46 to go. Toronto wins the face-off. We'll be keeping an eye on face-offs in this game. Matthew Esposito in the broadcast with me. We'll take a look and try to get a tally. Here's Brown. Couldn't pull it back to his forehand. Kaskisuo is laying on it, gets the whistle, and holds on to it. Face off to the right of Kaskisuo, 17:32 to go. Charlotte with an offensive zone draw to the right of the goaltender for Toronto. They're going to throw out Juris, so Greening will take it. Colin Greening with 2 Calder Cups in his trophy case. 2011 with Binghamton, 2018 with Toronto. Shot never got through. That was attempted by Necas, cleared out by the Marlies through center ice. The Charlotte defense will hold on, then to Brown, but it explodes off the blade of his stick, and it's going to be a regroup now. Littlegren, and up ahead to Calle Rosen, right over the logo with speed. Long wrist shot, glove down by Nedeljkovic. You have to wonder, though, if this is going to be the Toronto Marlies moving with so much speed in the Charlotte zone, trying to back off the Checkers defense and get scoring chances that way. So far, Charlotte's had a hard time with it, but it's early in the game, still early in the game. Face off to the right of Nedeljkovic. Adam Brooks in the face-off dot against Morgan Geekie. To the right of Nedeljkovic, made that nice save in the long shot. They have the shots, by the way, at 4-2 now for Toronto. They're up 1-0. Mason Marchment steps in. Oh my goodness, we're early on in the game here. You can hear the crowd. They will not drop the puck. We went through this all game yesterday. They finally do drop it. The Checkers win it. It's Fleury to Selgren. Checkers left to right. Lorenz scooped it up. Skate to stick. Dumps it into the right of Kaskisuo. He'll leave it for Brooks. Delivered for Sandin. Brooks wants the return feed. They'll go to the middle now and get Trevor Moore. There's a delayed call coming against Charlotte here, folks. Kaskisuo's on the bench. It's a 6-on-5 for now. Didn't see where this developed. It was away from the puck. So a delayed call sees Bracco send it over for Brooks. He'll get the red line. They want to stick handle in, and they have. Marchment, and then a crunching hit on Moore. Nedeljkovic plays it. It's going to be an interference call against the Checkers. So they will have a defensive zone faceoff. And once again, you may know, Toronto's power play operating at exactly 40%. Andrew Poturalski has been called for the interference penalty. The Checkers PK is 4th best at 87.5, but imagine a Toronto power play that is 10 for 25. That is remarkable. And they scored a 5-on-3 goal yesterday. Waugh and Bishop are the forwards. Dan Renouf and Josiah Didier. Toronto up 1-0, trying to extend their lead. Charlotte trying to kill off the penalty to Poturalski for interference. In the near corner of the Charlotte zone, Timoshev, who had that power play goal in yesterday's game for Toronto, couldn't find it. On the line, it stays in. Good hand-eye coordination by Rosen, but they say now it does escape. And it's an offside here on the Marlies, and a stop and play with 16:14 to go. A slower paced first period, but the Checkers, who are down 1-0, down a man on the ice. 1:42 left on the penalty to Andrew Poturalski. Trevor Moore and Dan Renouf exchange shoves. These are two teams who can play physical, but their MO is definitely more of a skilled game. So we won't see more than likely throughout the series a lot of the extracurricular. They want to beat you by forcing you to take penalties. Checkers have an opportunity shorthanded. Nastasia centers it, Waugh fires, but at a sharp angle, and Kaskisuo able to get the left pad down in time. Good burst of speed. Recovered by Charlotte at center ice, Nick Waugh. He'll deliver it back for his defense. And so they'll kill some time. It's Didier. Mailing it all the way down to Kaskisuo. Oh, baby. Made a save from 150 feet away. It didn't look too easy to do. Calle Rosen. You ever got to watch him. Then Bracco. Now Timoshev. They're in with Trevor Moore down the left side. Indirectly back for Rosen. Cross ice pass. Bracco stick handles. Rosen fires it. That just deflected wide. It hit something, changed direction on Nedeljkovic, and just went wide of the near post. Rosen, then to Timoshev. Down low, the deflected puck is settled. Off a body in front of the goaltender. I think that would have been ruled off as a high stick. Either way, the puck is held onto, and 40 seconds left on the Poturalski penalty. Boy, if there ever was a picture as to why this Toronto power play is so good, they can move the puck around so quickly. You have to stay disciplined. Face off to the right of Nedeljkovic. 15-12 to go, first period. Marlies win the face-off. Sandin gets away from Waugh. Plays it to the bumper. It eventually gets to Carcone off his stick. Here's maybe a break. No, it's too slow of a pass for Bishop. Bishop for Waugh, well covered. Power play 25 to go on it. Carcone through center ice. Gets the red line, plays it off the wall to himself. Retrieves it. Hit by Bishop. Didier on his backhand. Bishop finds the puck in the last 10 seconds. And he'll shovel it down the ice. That should do it. Poturalski is standing and he will leave in 5. Sandin back for Borgman. 2 seconds and 1. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Charlotte still down 1-0. Nedeljkovic stops the puck. Send it to the left wing side. The bouncer now on the line, not cleared. Brooks will get it in deep. Dan Renouf first on it quickly. Shovels over for Trevor Carrick. Taking a look. In front of the Checkers bench, it'll go by way of Lorentz and then Poturalski. To the right of Kaskisuo, it's dumped in. Borgman's checked. Josh Juris comes in with speed. The chant is let's go Checkers. Down 1-0. Could be a break for Toronto. 2-on-1 coming. Here's a pass. Shot. Save Nedeljkovic. On the point blank chance from Greening. On a 2-on-1. He holds it and keeps his team within reach. Huge break for Charlotte on a big save. We'll come right back after a short break. Natchez through center ice. Checkers win the faceoff in their own zone. Natchez in. Holds up. Yurko fired a one-timer, and it went off the toe of his stick, it looked like. I don't think he got to Kaskisuo. It certainly wasn't going there with any speed. Toronto right to left. Carcone delivers it back for the defense. Vincent Loverdi, then to Borgman. Back for Loverdi. To Bracco. He's a man going down the right side. It's Mueller, the former Michigan State Spartan. Checked off the puck by Dan Renouf. Carrick's pass. Deflected to Dan Renouf, so a good break there. Renouf looks up the ice. He'll go back for Carrick. Checkers are making a change, so Carrick not in any particular hurry. With almost 7 minutes gone in the first period, Charlotte down 1-0. Sanguinetti gets the red line, fires it in. Kaskisuo couldn't stop it. Gauthier racing after it, and now he has it. Perfect pass to Waugh, twisting and turning. Walking it back to the corner, wanted to center it. Here's a shot, oh, and just missing on the short side. That was a great chance for Gauthier. He gets the front of the net now. Bean deflected, Kaskisuo down, the bodies converge, and the puck is loose, and Marchment will skate to center ice. He'll flip it into the left of Nedeljkovic. Trevor Moore swiping at it, gets it to Marchment. Got hit hard once and then twice by Sanguinetti. Here's the centering pass in the slot, bouncer, free to Moore again. Moore has help in the point, turns and fires it, and that missed. 12:25 to go, and the Marlies are turning up the heat again. Marchment on the point, fired one into the body of Schilke. The Checkers can make a change. 12 minutes and 15 to go now in the first period. It's the Toronto Marlies with a 1-0 lead. Their goal scored by Jeremy Bracco at even strength. Korshkov skates in. Oh, look out behind the play. A defenseman is down. It's Fleury. There's a penalty coming here, folks. Fleury was taken to the ice, and he is still on the ice. The back official caught it. What is the call here? They're going to take Timoshev for slashing, or actually spearing is what they're going to call. They're having a discussion now. Here's a replay. Well, that definitely is illegal. Where's Hayden? Poor kid. He'll shake it off. Tough Western Hockey League boy. He'll be all right. Oh, it's 4 minutes. Or no, is he saying 5 on 4? Okay, there it is. The 5 on 4. I got excited. Well, you got to think this is a nice opportunity for Charlotte to tie this game up at 1-1. They're at a 1-0 deficit, but 2 minutes on the board. Timoshev is gone. Let's see what Mike Vellucci does with his power play here. Patrick Brown, Schilke, Poturalski, Nicolas. The lone defenseman is Trevor Carrick. Here we go. Oh, you know what? I wasn't wrong. It is 4 minutes. And you doubted me. 4 minutes on the board. Double minor. Face-off won by Toronto. Callie Rosen fires it down the ice.
Double minor, spearing, 8 minutes even off. The first penalty.
Double minor for spearing. Nicolas drives it back to the defense. Carrick to Poturalski, gets to Waugh. Power play breakout not working, so they'll just dump it into the hard rim. And then the attempted clear hit a stick. Puck is loose, and now the Marlies will look to get it out, and they'll high flip it. Greening, attacked by two Checkers players, and the third one comes in and scoops up the puck. It's Nicolas. Then to Brown, now to the far side, and Aegis is on the ice. Starting and stopping, lost control of it. Toronto's suffocating the Checkers on the power play breakout. Now the Checkers get a complete change. The next unit is on. It's Jake Bean. Bean up the ice. He'll also dump it in. Oh, a good bounce, and it bounces to Aegis, who fires it. That was supposed to go around the glass, and it bounced right to Aegis. The Checkers are offside. They would have been. Moore clears it out. So the first 1 minute and 15 seconds is gone. 2:45 of which to work the man advantage. Checkers down 1-0. 10:38 left to go, left to right. Here's the breakout again. Aegis stick handles in with speed off the wall, and over skating was Geeky. Yes, and it's cleared by Brooks. Boy, I'll tell you, Checkers got to get something going here. They're 19 away from the first half of the double minor being gone off the clock. They dump it in, Schilke going after it. It's chopped off the glass. It did deflect and then go off the meshing of the net, so there's no delay of game call here. That's how the Checkers gave them a 5-on-3 yesterday. They were shorthanded as a result of an interference penalty, or maybe a tripping penalty, and then a delay of game penalty by Brown put them down 2 men on the ice. They move the face-off to center. Toronto wins another face-off, clears it down the ice. Trevor Carrick to Poturalski. Through center, the entry. Brown cuts off the pass. It was supposed to go to the far side. This one for Schilke. Now they're set up. Carrick fired into the body and blocking that one. Oh, it was a broken stick. Greening. Puck is loose. Nicolas leaning on it. Now it'll be held on by Schilke. Fans want to call at center ice. Not happening. Schilke on the right side. Going for Carrick. Carrick missed it. Brooks will not get there in time before the diving play by Geeky took it away. 1:20 left in the man advantage, and Charlotte has pretty much had nothing going on it. Nicolas to Yurko. Mishandled and cleared again. 9 minutes and 3 seconds left to go. Jake Bean takes a look to Yurko. He's in. To Gauthier on the left wing side. Nicolas trying to find it. It floats into the near corner for Geekie. He's got some time, delivers it to the point. Bean fires it. Save, Kaskisuo. In the glove, 46 to go on the power play. Charlotte still down by a score of 1-0. Toronto really suffocating the Checkers breakout with a 1-3. They're putting 3 guys across the blue line, having a hard time getting the entry. And you can tell the Checkers are not able to bring the puck in as they normally would. Things will have to be worked out as this game goes on. 35 to go in the man advantage. Toronto clears it. Nedeljkovic leaves for Jake Bean. Nicolas stick handles in. Down the right wing side to the slot. Yurko across. Shot. Good save by Kaskisuo. Off the glove, and Bean can't believe it. A glorious chance there. And at the very last second, Kaskisuo got the top of his glove on it. Face off to the right of Kaskisuo. 8:22 to go. Charlotte down 1-0 here, folks. 22 left, the penalty to Timoshev. Kaskisuo watching from his right side. Checkers win the face-off. Fleury. Oh, the pass to him, my goodness. Bounces out to center ice. These are unforced errors. Lorentz gets the red line, dumping it in. 5 seconds to go. Timoshev is standing in the box. He will leave. Maybe one more shot here. Lorentz trying to fire it, but it's chopped down the ice, and they will wave off the icing. This one knifed in off the stick of Lorentz, who will travel into the trapezoid along with Zach Nastasiuk and Clark Bishop. However, clear to center ice. Now a chance for Bracco, the lone goal scorer. Sends it across, nearly turned over. Yurko, almost too many men. They'll go the other way, though. Long shot on Kaskisuo, doesn't quite connect. Checkers almost had too many men in the ice. They had players jumping back into the bench. This one flipped into the crowd and a stop and play. Well, we'll take a break. We need it. Brown against Engvall. Nicolas and Yurko on the wings. Rimmed around. Timothy Liljegren will send it over the near side to Calle Rosen, then Dmytro Timoshev. Backhand to the far side. Glove down by Liljegren, played himself. Covered by the Checkers. Nice job to come back and grab that puck. Nicolas over skates, gets the rolling puck to settle. Now left to right for Charlotte out of the neutral zone. Here they come. Yurko over the line. Long shot. That was blocked. Ricochets in the near corner. Timoshev on a backhand to the far side. Jumping in now. Jesper Sellgren for Charlotte. Trying to wrestle it free. Back to the point. No. Inadvertently cleared. Dan Renouf challenging. Got it back out to center ice. On the weak side was Nicolas. Holding on is Brown. He'll muscle his way in. Now is Schulke jumping on the ice. Schulke lost the puck in traffic. Trevor Moore's head fake ran right into traffic in the form of Nicolas. Trevor Carrick, static, now moving his feet, taking a look. Skates in front of the Marlies bench. Holds it in himself. Went ahead for Waugh. Too far ahead, though, with that pass, and Rasmus Sandin will deliver it. Turned over. Backhand shot never got through by Schulke. Prone on the ice, try to steal it, but Sandin gets out of the harm's way. Marchment check. That was actually Sandin, rather, as Marchment goes after it. Nedeljkovic knifing it ahead. Julien Gauthier with 5:50 to go here in the first period. Checkers down 1-0. D, Josiah Didier behind Nedeljkovic. Charlotte trailing by 1. Bracco the only goal of the first period. Onside, holding on the right boards. Geeky closed off. In to help is Poturalski. Sent it down the near side, but it's intercepted by Loverdi and then exited by way of Brooks. Overskating is Fleury. The Marlies hold on again. Carconi on the left wing side. Holds up now. Nice pass, and the shot, though, from Bronco way wide on the glove side. It's a quiet building in here, folks. It was loud to begin, but nothing much going on in favor of the Checkers. For now, the Marlies hold that 1-0 lead with 5 minutes left to go in the first period. They're playing a very good road game again. And they have, during the season, been a very good road team as well. Sanguinetti gets the red line. Fires it around the boards. The puck stops in Schilke against Timothy Liljegren. Baptiste on his backhand for the defense. Right on the half wall, Baptiste skates out to center ice, or did he? Got the line, now gets some help. They'll go boards to boards, and Calle Rosen cools it off. This one angled in the Charlotte zone. No icing. Greening turning at his backhand in the Charlotte zone. Checkers still down 1-0, 4:27 to go. Here's an opportunity in the slot, and a good defensive play there by Clark Bishop to take that shot away. Here's Borgman, the backhander. Shot, scores. That one gets through. And it's a 2-0 lead for the Marlies. That one, I believe, is Greening. They move the puck from the blue line. Make a nice pass on top of the near circle. The original shot by Juris actually stopped by Greening and then put in. Wes Greening sent a no-look backhander to the goal and a 2-0 lead for Toronto.
Toronto leading streak goal number 38, Colin Greening, given assist to number 36, John Juris, along with number 55, Andreas Borgman.
Well, Charlotte down 2 with 4 minutes left to go in the first period. So it's Borgman, Juris assisting on the Greening goal. Greening now goal number 1, his first point actually in the playoffs in his 9th game. And Toronto having a heck of a first period, capitalizing on their chances. Charlotte really hasn't had many. They had an initial one with Patrick Brown early. Natchez had that puck roll right to him in the slot during the power play, but other than that, this is about as bad as I've seen Charlotte play, and I said that yesterday. And not much has gotten better in the 24 hours. Kaskisuo swept it around the boards. On the line, Hayden Fleury kept it alive. Racing after it is Geeky. Shoulder, they both go down. It was him and Sandin. Bounce in front to Trevor Moore, and he'll skate it out of trouble. Marchman racing after it. Nedeljkovic comes out to play it and missed. Now he's got to get back in his net, which he does quickly. Holds on to it. This one played back in by Lorenz, using his body to protect the puck and getting it in deep. 2 minutes and 45 to go. Brooks right to left for Toronto. Gets the red line. Fires it around the boards. Dan Renouf slows it down. He's got some time and space as Toronto's making a change. He won't wait very long. He'll push the pace, get the red line, send it in, no icing. Kaskisuo thought the better of playing it. Calle Rosen shouldered by Waugh. The puck is loose on top of the near circle. A battle for it. It gets out to center ice. Moving in is Carconi against Sanguinetti. Carconi in the corner, centered it, puck is free, and there's Nick Waugh. Good job by him, and shoveled it up for Gauthier. Gauthier in, Gauthier holding, centers it! Kaskisuo keeps it out, rebound! And they shoot it wide. On the point, Fleury winds, fires in. Kaskisuo's got that one and holds on. Fleury and Sellgren on defense. They're going to throw Brown out. They normally do. Poor Patrick Brown can't get a face-off. He's always thrown out of him. Natchez will take the draw. 2 minutes left to go. Checkers win the face-off. Sellgren to Fleury. Fleury's pass to Natchez. Yurko lost it. Loverdi with control. Then to Greening. Natchez almost had the steal. He would have walked in, but it didn't bounce in his favor. It's back in the Charlotte zone. Greening around the boards to Juris on the right side. Getting it to Greening. And now in the corner it comes for Baptiste on the near side. Toronto moving it well to the point. Oh, Borgman mishandled. Turning back is Greening for Borgman. Checkers making a change. 1:15 to go in the first period. The entry. Here's Engvall. Missed on his shot. Gets into the trapezoid. Here's the call for the last minute. Nope, Stickley wasn't watching.
1 minute.
There it is. You mean 57 seconds remaining. Here's Bishop. Now to Engvall. To the point. Liljegren, wrist shot. Ricocheted right to Bean, who iced it. Not the play he wanted to make. An icing call. 42.3 left in the first, down 2-0. Toronto wins the faceoff, firing a one-timer off the draw was Rosen. Blocking it, well done there, Zach Nastasia. Marley's right to left. Bracco dumped it into the right of Nedeljkovic. 23 seconds left to go in the opening frame. Charlotte down 2-0. Andrew Poturalski to Carrick. Mishandled as he's carrying the puck in. Little things like that don't normally happen. Here's Waugh. But it's held onto by Mueller. And then for Rosen. He'll wait. Period's over. Down 2-0 into the first intermission.
No, it wasn't good at all. I remember it. They scored early. And I think we were playing pretty well in that first period. We had some chances to score. Couldn't find a way to score. They come down. They bury one. 1-0 after the first, or 1-0 early into the first. And then I think they get one right before the second period, about 5 minutes left, and really put us on our heels a little bit going into the intermission there. And I think we kind of just talked about, let's just play our game. We don't have to do anything crazy and drop crazy plays or go in there screaming and yelling. Our guys understood what was at stake. They understood what was going on in the game. We had a smart group. So we kind of just said, let's just find our game, find a shift that we can build off. And I think that's what we did.
Charlotte zone, trying to make something happen on the far side. Natchez to Yurko. The Checkers do clear it out. Yurko lost control of it. Dumped in. Nedeljkovic to play on his backhand, shoveling it over for Bean. The left shot on the right wall sends it off the glass. Now it's Natchez fanning on his shot. This line will go for a change in the next opportunity that permits itself, but here to the long change, you got to get pucks in deep, and here's enough firing it from the point. Natchez gravitating to the bench as the puck hits center ice, and it's enough back for Natchez. Then for Sellgren to the right wing side. Intended for Schilke, way too hot to handle, so we've played 1 minute now, the second period. Carcone, then for Lindgren, who missed it. Here's an opportunity for Gauthier, and Gauthier, good shot. That was a save there off the right pad as Schilke let it go. Glorious opportunity. I don't think much of an angle for Schilke. Still got the shot away as he fires there and then sent it to the middle of the ice as the initial shot deflected. They got a return feed, put it to the paint. There's another chance for Gauthier. This line is buzzing here. Didier on the point, but they go to the far side. Schilke fired it back there, covering. Gauthier nicely done. Gets some help to get it back for Sellgren. Wrist shot deflected down by Gauthier. A man possessed on this shift. Schilke again. Over skates. Lindgren is there. Trying to get it out of the corner in the near side. The Marlies send it to center ice. No icing. Nedeljkovic leaves it on a tee for Hayden Fleury. That was a really good shift. Maybe the best shift the Checkers have had in this game. They get the red line and fire it in. Cascasuo delivers it for Loverdi. For Greening Taken off the puck by Fleury as he gets to the far side. Lorentz knifes it to Trevor Carrick. Now down low, here's a centering feed. Good defensive play by Loverdi, otherwise Geeky could have been there to slam dunk it home. Checkers will dump it in, now they tag up and go after it. 17.5 left to go in period 2. Charlotte down 2-0. All the goals in the first. Here's a break now as stepping in is Juras. Trying to center it, went off the skates of Carrick. Checkers in transition from defense to offense. And it's Hayden Fleury who had the lone goal in yesterday's game and still has the lone goal. Poturalski, though, circling. Kaskisuo makes a great save, swimming in the crease and laying on top of it. Another good chance for Charlotte in this period. Oh, they're starting to tilt the ice in their favor a bit now. You just got to find a way to finish on the Finnish goalie. Poturalski just couldn't get it past the outstretched glove hand of Kaskisuo. This one around the boards to the near side. Bouncing out to center. Loose puck to Engvall. His pass, good defensive play, taking that, laying down on the ice, Bobby Sanguinetti. Up ahead it goes. Did it miss the stick of Bishop? It did, so it's an icing call against Checkers. 16:42 to go in the second period. Charlotte down 2-0. They certainly want to have this energy going the entire game. The Checkers look like a much more energized team to start the second period here. They will, without question, need the next goal of the game. Can they find it? Nedeljkovic will watch the draw from his left side. Bracco now. But it is won by Bishop. Great job there. Now to Jake Bean. To center ice. Right to the stick of Bishop. Gets the red line. Dumps it in. Kaskisuo leaves it. Checkers making a change. Nastasiuk on to Forchek. Now he'll peel away and get to the bench. Sellgren on defense along with Dan Renouf. The Checkers right to left, and here they go. The entry foiled. Back to the D. And waiting for a moment, and then Renouf will fire it off the glass. Racing after the puck is Patrick Brown on his backhand. Along out there with Necas and Yurko. Necas on the right point. Fires a shot. Kaskisuo was waiting for it. Patrick Brown knocked it down, never got to the goaltender. Sellgren at center ice, ahead for now Renouf. He'll get the red line and maneuver in. This one deflected back out to center ice. Yurko's got to travel back and grab hold of it. He'll want to get it for the defense, and then Sellgren takes a look up the ice. This one deflected off the stick of Necas, right to Kaskisuo. He'll deliver it for Sandin, and then to Trevor Moore. Avoids the hit, comes off the wall, makes a lateral pass to Lindgren. Up ahead, Marchment in, holds, fires it, hit the post on the backhand shot, and he looks to the heavens. He can't believe it. What a move. But he got the iron, and not the back of the net. This was nearly a 3-0 game. Face off in the Charlotte zone. They had control but lost it. Trevor Carrick trying to clean it up now. Over to Schilke on the near side, angled back to center. Marley's on the entry. Borgman dropped it. Marchment wrist shot. Block, rebound loose in front of Nedeljkovic. They score! Brooks puts it home, and this one on a broken play goes past the sprawling Nedeljkovic. I see head coach Mike Vellucci talking with Ryan Warsofsky. Down 3-0. We're going to get a goalie change here. Dustin Tokarski's going to go in. Well, I'm not blaming Nedeljkovic for any of these goals. This is more as a result of the Checkers in front of him than anything to do with the goalie. There's nothing you could do on that one. Brooks has the tally. at 4:52. So Dustin Tokarski, perfect 8-0 is Charlotte this year, by the way. Stands the goal to our right as Charlotte's down 3-0.
Yeah, I thought we just needed a little bit of a change of momentum, really. I think it happened in the second period, early in the second, if I'm correct. And, Vellucci coached Ned for a lot of years in Plymouth and in Charlotte. So he had a good feel for him. He's got a ton of experience of doing this kind of stuff. He mentioned it to me on the bench, what my thoughts were. And I thought it was a good idea. I thought, it's never easy. We knew Ned wanted to be in the net. He had given us some really good hockey, but so hadn't Tick. And we made the change. We caught our breath a little bit, and obviously Tokarski was stellar, going 9 for 9 in the rest of the game, and us winning that game was really important. Kind of a turning point in our playoff. Probably the most adversity we had hit in our playoff series.
Yeah, I mean, Ticker, I can't say enough about him, too. There's nothing on Ned, not his fault. Sometimes it's the team in front of him who's making the mistakes, and you just switch goalies to try and get a momentum switch for the team to try and wake up and do something. And the Ticker just comes in, and I don't know if he ever lost a game for us. He was unbelievable, and having him back there, everyone had so much confidence. And some of the games he stepped in weren't easy games. They were on back-to-backs, or he comes in halfway through the game like that, and he just never was phased, and he always kept going, and we knew he was back there, and he'd be a rock for us. So that tandem between him and Ned was unbelievable, and not many teams would be able to have someone like that come in and play the role he did and be as good as he was. He was unreal.
Yeah, exactly. I think losing the first game at home, you already put a little bit of pressure on yourself, and we wanted to win that second game, and we were down to start the game. Of course, we were we wanted to come back in this game, and we were able to do it. So it showed a lot of resilience from our team, and it was good to come back.
And yeah, to go down 3-0 there in that game 2. Emotions were definitely low on the bench. We're trying to, stay positive as much as you can, but, there's always that feeling in the back of your head. You're down 3-0 to a team who just won it last year, who's full of veteran players, who knows how to win. And, they're up 1 game in the series already, and then you got to travel and go to 3 games at their barn. So it's definitely just trying to do everything we could to try and stay involved a little bit. And, Thomas Yurko, I think he tipped in a shot from the point at the very end of the second period, maybe with like a minute left or something like that. And that was just a little bit of life that we needed.
The puck chips to center ice, but it's held on to by Calle Rosen. The entry by Moore, then Marchman over skates. Fleury's backhander to center, yet again captured by the Marlies, and the entry now. Moore long shot off the stick, out of play. 12:10 to go in the second period. And the Checkers still down 3-0 in this one. Tokarski watching the draw from his glove side now. Charlotte down 3-0. Toronto wins the faceoff. Lindgren sends it to the corner. Mueller beat to the puck on a good play by Nicolas. They do get it to center ice. Gauthier racing after it. Now you can make the claim for interference there. Gauthier didn't go for the puck, and they don't call anything there, so they let it go. Held on to by Jesper Lindgren. Sent to the right of Tokarski. He'll knife it over to the right wing side where Schilke is holding it. 11:40 to go now in the second. The Checkers are down 3-0. This Marlies team, should they win tonight's game, will have won 9 straight to start the playoffs. That's incredible. Breaking through is Baptiste, trying to get past the defense of the Checkers. In the corner now, hit by Lorentz. They shovel to the point. Loverdi sends it to his D partner in Borgman. Cutting to the middle, backhander, body down. Carrick was there, blocked it. Borgman gets it right back. Checkers don't get it out. To the far side it goes. Baptiste firing, that was blocked. Good job by Jesper Sellgren. Now it's Josh Juris, the former Hurricane and Charlotte Checker of last season. To Borgman on the point. This is all Toronto, firing a shot missing on the glove side. Morgan Geekie laying it off the wall. The Checkers want this line playing in the offensive zone, not where they are right now, as Geekie holds up and feathers it over to Sellgren. Skates his way out of trouble, then passes to Lorenz. Lorenz getting the puck in deep. Geekie will be beat to the puck by the oncoming Igor Korshkov. 10:34 to go. Fleury trying to send it in deep, but it's Engvall who holds on to it. And now it's Borgman stick handling in. Long shot, batted out of the air by Tokarski. Borgman goes in after it. Sent to the near corner, Hayden Fleury takes a look and high, flips it to center ice, where it's caught by the falling Timothy Liljegren. He will get up, and now to the indirect pass. Miscue by Timoshev. Fleury plays it in deep. Checkers tag up. Now they can pursue on the forecheck. We are exactly at the halfway mark of this game right now. And it's a 3-0 deficit for Charlotte. The puck in their zone is more. To the right wing side of Timoshev. Walks it up the boards. Goes cross ice again. There's a shot. Tokarski got that one. And the rebound wrestled free by Natchez. And he'll go right to left. Charlotte remains down 3-0. Had a really good start to the period. The Marlies have scored the only goal of the stanza, however. 2 in the first, now 1 in the second period. Nothing for Charlotte in either. The Checkers scored their lone goal of the series in the second period yesterday. Nothing in the third. Nothing here in the first or second. Here's a chance, and Tokarski watched that one sail wide. This is at times difficult to watch. 9:18 to go. Rasmus Sandin waiting in the trapezoid. Looks to distribute if he can. Skates all the way up to the point. And then Jesper Lindgren gets it in deep. 9 minutes and 5 seconds left in the second period. Charlotte still down 3-0. Andrew Poturalski to Clark Bishop. Bishop gets the red line, dumps it in. Kaskisuo clears it himself to center ice to the oncoming Brooks. Brooks knows his team is making a change. He'll get the puck in deep and trying to take it away from Trevor Carrick. Carrick holding on to it. An open Poturalski, but he plays it to the middle where it's taken away from Schulke. One-timer fired, and that just went wide of Tokarski. Now the Checkers fans are getting restless in this building. Loverity floats one ahead to Bracco. Started the scoring in the first period. And this will go right to Tokarski, who will take a whistle and will take a break. Charlotte down 3-0 in this game. We'll come back after this. Checkers down 3-0. Face off to Tokarski's right side. As he comes in and spells a night for Alec Nedeljkovic, makes a glove save there on the wrister that came from Kirkoni. I cannot, actually. 8:18 to go. Second period, down 3-0. Checkers are looking for a spark to get them on the board and perhaps ride that wave of momentum. But Toronto seems to be unrelenting in their attack, and they've played very well, aside from a few moments where Kaskisuo had to bail them out. Onside is Andrew Poturalski, although that looked pretty suspect to me on the onside. But on the point, Sellgren, wrister, blocked. Rebound off the near wall, kept in by Sellgren, whipping it off the dasher. Lorenz takes it. Lorenz centered it. Great defensive play by Corconi. He got his stick down on that pass, and it ramps up in the Checkers bench at a stop and play.
And the only prescription is more counter.
Face off the right side of Kazimir Kaskisuo. Charlotte down 3-0. The Marlies goal scorers, Bracco, Greening, and Brooks. Here's Schulke taking the face-off as was thrown out. Toronto wins the draw. Calle Rosen to Baptiste. Gets the red line, chips it into the left of Tokarski. Good hit laid on. Nicely done by Julien Gauthier, but they give the puck away, and the shot by Juris rang off the post. A good chance develops for Toronto, and they nearly had that one. Hayden Fleury takes a look. Checkers making a change. Fleury has a turn back. The pass up ahead to Yurko. Yurko fires one wide of Kaskisuo. Patrick Brown on his backhand to Bean. Backhand to forehand. Holds. Fakes. Fires. That was blocked. Boy, the Marlies have done a really good job of blocking shots. They have stepped in front of a lot of Checkers shots tonight. Nicolas going wide. Nicolas trying to circle the goal. And he does. Top of the near circle. Holds on to it. Fires a shot. And Kaskisuo got the benefit of the traffic blocking in front. He never saw that shot. Here's another opportunity for Bean. Sends it across. One-timer fired. Kaskisuo saving the rebound. And he will lay on top of that one. Good setup. But the goaltender was there again. The Checkers have gone with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen the last game and tonight. You have to wonder if it doesn't work out for Charlotte, if something will be changed in the lineup as a shot missing on Kaskisuo. Look out, he had no idea where that puck was. It bounced to his left rather than his right where he anticipated it. But it's broken in the Checker zone. Engvall's backhander blocked. Jake Bean takes a look. Then to Bishop. Off the boards. Back into the Marley zone. Baptiste is shouldered hard. Another good check. Bishop. But the other way it goes. Gorshkov in on his backhand. Waits for a moment, protects the puck. Left it Borgman. Fired off a stick, out of play. With 5:45 to go, second period. We'll take one more break and finish up the second when we come back after this. And here we go. Checkers win the faceoff. Fired around the boards. Down the ice for an icing. I'm not even gonna say anything. Let that go. It is possible, you know, the Checkers headed to Toronto for 2 games. If they don't win tonight, you know, 2 games will be scheduled for sure. And the last thing the Checkers want to think about is this being their last home game of the season. And right now it's in this series down 1-0, down 3-0 as we get closer and closer to the final period of regulation. Things are looking bleak, so they are looking for a spark, maybe Geekie here. Geekie centered it. Kaskisuo's save as Lorentz drove the net. Oh, Lorentz hit by Borgman. That's what you want Lorentz doing, creating havoc in front of the other team's goal. Geekie with a nice play to get it on goal. Kaskisuo went paddle down, made the save, and held on to it. 5:16 left, second period. Here you see Lorentz just stopping in front of the other team's goaltender. That's a great idea. Toronto's goalie Kaskisuo just held his ground best he could, made sure there's no rebound. And now a defensive zone draw for the Marlies. Offensive zone draw for Nick Waugh and the Charlotte Checkers. Off the draw. Held on to eventually by Waugh. For Gauthier, then Schilke fired that one wide. Juris with the shoulder into Gauthier, who stands up tall on that one. The high flip to center ice, cooled off by Toronto. Selgren took a hit. The puck came loose. It's still in the Charlotte zone. Baptiste races after it on the right wing side. Around the kick plate to Juris. Goes to Timothy Liljegren. Wrister that wide of Tokarski. Jake Bean on his backhand. Then to Waugh. Waugh gets the red line, gets the puck in deep. Checkers are making a change. Here's Waugh trying to center it. Good stick by Greening to take it away before it got to Nicolas. Nicolas to the point. Now to Waugh. Fired. Scores! That's one. It deflected. Tomas Jurko And the deficit is 2.
We got our crowd into it. I thought that was important with, a really good crowd that night, I remember. And it's something that building I talked about this year is when that building gets rocking, you can feel it on the bench. And our guys took a momentum of it and did a good job of, I know they scored early in the second, but once we got that Yurko goal, I thought we took over the game.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the biggest trades that could also go down as one of the best trades that we picked him up, and he was so good for Marty too, and got Marty Natchez going, and obviously Yerks is a great player and an NHL caliber player, and for him to come back and get on with us definitely helped him out and have him move forward. But you could just see the skill and everything with him, and once he bought in and saw the culture we had in Charlotte, he was a great fit.
If you're down by 3 goals, it's pretty hard to come back. But that goal from Yurko was huge. So coming back in the third, just 2 goals behind. I mean, we knew we had our chances, and we did it during the year. So we knew we could do it, and to do it was just really good.
Of course, Kev had that one. Here's a break though. Timoshev in all alone, fires. Tukarski with a great save off the stick. He kept it out. 3:38 remaining. Charlotte now has life. If they can find one here without giving one up in the second, we'll get a whole new game. But already you can see there's a little bit of a spark. Kaskisuo with a sprawling save. Toronto does a great job of taking care of their goalie. Alex Brown with a power move. Toronto wins the faceoff and sent one wide up to Tukarski. Moverdi had his pass cut off by Bobby Sanguinetti. And so Lorenz chips it down the ice. You can hear the linesman yelling, no, no, no icing. 3:25 left to go in the second period. 3-1 is the score now. Checkers who are down 3-0. Got Yurko to get them on the board. My goodness, no hook there as Sanguinetti was hooked before he got to the puck. The referees are not calling that one. This one cleared out by Marchman, who hit the post earlier in this period. Now to Trevor Moore, one-on-one against Fleury. Moore to Marchman, take it away. Now they got some speed. Schilke's in. Twists with it. Schilke's pass. Littlegrim is all over it. And the Marlies get it to center ice. Jake Bean up ahead to the right wing side. Dameron up. Shoulder to shoulder with Calder Rosen, but that's an offside here. Stop and play with 2:41 to go. All right, with 2:41 left now. Mike Vellucci having a discussion here with Peter McDougall, the referee. It ends pretty quick. Off the face-off, the Checkers win it at center ice. Dameron up is in. Timothy Lundgren then to Calder Rosen, however. Now Carcone. Top of the far circle, Julien Gauthier. Here's a sharp angle shot. Kaskisuo got a piece of that one, and it's launched down the ice. Not enough for icing. Jake Bean. This one gloved down cleanly. Schilke couldn't get that puck to settle. Dumped in Tukarski, trying to stop it, but it's held onto by the Marlies. They gave it away. Carcone back for Loverdi. Checkers pursuing in the offensive zone. It's Tomas Yurko. Loverdi, however, gets to Borgman. 1:45 remaining in the second period. The Checkers are down 3-1. Now 100 seconds remains in the second. Oh, how the Charlotte Checkers would love a goal here if they can get something going. Brown. Driven to the wall by Greening. Borgman Then to Rasmus Sandin. Greening trying to get it out. Carrick stepping in. Good hit by Brown. The puck is cleared, however. Jesper Sellgren takes a look. Lorentz is skating down the left side, but he'll go to Carrick, but he missed the pass. And so an icing call against Charlotte in a stop and play with 1:12 remaining. In the Charlotte zone, they win the faceoff, but they ice it. We've seen that a couple of times, more than a couple in this game, where you win a defensive zone draw, you end up icing the puck. 1:06 left to go here in the second period. And off the faceoff, held on to by Schulke. He gets to the line, and now it's cleared out by Lorentz. Lorentz skating in against Timothy Liljegren, who got some support here from Korshkov. It's going to be cleared out. Engvall busting through, 1-on-3. Pass will get back to the line and stolen. Nicolas with speed is in, holds up a bit, bounces off the hit, goes cross ice. Corralled, Yurko firing in, Kaskasuo safe, rebound loose. Where's the puck? Is it under the goalie? It is. This kid's living right. All right, well, Patrick Brown, Andrew Poturalski. Clark Bishop is out there with him. The Lions have shifted a bit. Bishop directing it back for the point. Sanguinetti sends it to the corner. To the corner now on the near side. Fleury fired, save. Fleury will jump in here, but it will be cleared. Holding on is Clark Bishop in the last 15 seconds. You get a feeling the new Checkers team is emerging here out of the what looked to be rubble of the second period, but they do get a goal. They'll hold up here, and you're going to see one big push coming in the third, which will begin in about 15 minutes from now, as the period is over.
They had a cockiness to them, and we were calm and as a staff, as a coaching staff, and we knew we had to get this next one, and we go down early. I think it was 3-0 after the first, and it was 3-1 going into the third. And I remember talking to Warzy, and I looked at him. I said, "We're going to win this game." I said, "Think how good it's going to feel when we win this game." He kind of looked at me a little goofy and said, "Man, this guy, I'm not too sure about him." And I went in. I told the players. I said, "Same thing. Sold out crowd. Place is electric. We were just getting into our groove. We were building a game." And I told the guys, I said, "Think about this crowd when we start scoring goals, and we're going to win this game. Think how good you're going to feel after we win it." And it's just one of those feelings. I was on a call with some NHL coaches and coaches the other day, and we talked about how do you know when you're going to win? Do you know? I don't think you ever know, but that game, going into that game, I knew we were going to come out on top of that. And then from that point on, I thought we were a solid hockey team.
Going into the dressing room, we're like, boys, there's nothing to lose. We came back from down a couple goals so many times this year, and why not do it again? But we knew we just wanted to come out hot and maybe try to get one in that first 10 minutes of the third and take it from there. And I forget when we actually scored that second goal, but that building was so loud. It might have been one of the loudest I've heard that building in my 3 years in Charlotte. But once we got going, that was awesome.
Directed in H's. How about that? This should play billiards. Oh, that puck. Well, it never crossed the line, I don't think. And now we have a scrum developing. Face off in front of the Marlies bench. Waugh, Gauthier, and Schulke. Dan Renouf, Jake Bean on defense. Gauthier has it. Shouldered off the puck. There's another chance. Kaskisuo makes a save on it, though. Schulke. Renouf missed it. Look out here. Baptiste with room is in. Baptiste taken off the puck by Jake Bean. Great defensive play. A glorious scoring opportunity, and Bean comes all the way back to help his D partner. That's a big moment in this game by Jake Bean. Schulke on the right wing side. Trying to get inside position on Timothy Liljegren. It'll get over to Carcone. Fans are into this one, folks. Just waiting for maybe the next explosion. Should the Checkers strike again? They need to get at least two without giving up one to tie it. Carrick to Geekie. Oh, he overskates. Bracco will chip it. Tokarski settles it and then shovels a forehand past the far side. Rimmed around the near wall. A well-placed Andrew Poturalski sends a pass down the far side. That hit the linesman's skate. It was going to be an icing. Checkers get a break. Here's Morgan Geekie protecting the puck in the far corner. Stealing it is Jeremy Bracco. Then Carcone will just soft chip off the dasher. Now get a change. 17:48 to go. The Checkers got to push the pace of the game the entire third period. For now, it's Borgman who high flips it back in the Charlotte zone, and Sanguinetti goes after it. Up ahead through the middle, he gave it away. 17:35 to go. Horshkov is there. Checkers nearly had too many men on the ice. That was very, very close. Sanguinetti finds the puck, knifes it ahead on the half full on the near boards. 17:20 to go in the third. Charlotte down 3-1. Held on to with speed through center. Fleury to Gauthier. Gauthier in, centers it. Went off a skate, ricochets back to center right. Timoshev comes in. Good hit laid on by Dan Renouf. Took him off the puck. Renouf has it off the wall. This one bouncing in front of the Checkers bench. Timothy Liljegren is there. Then to Calle Rosen. Then to Brooks. Trevor Moore against Jake Bean out of the corner. Bean floats it backhand to the near side. Calle Rosen is there. Seems like no matter where you are on the ice, there's always a Marlies player ready to grab a hold of the puck, or at least battle for it. This one gets to the near side. Rosen on the point. It's a wrestling match going on in the far corner there. Renouf, he's got 2 points for a takedown. Play finally resumes between Bracco. Is it Marchment there and Renouf? Nicolas cutting through. Nicolas won't get there before Kaskisuo can clear it out. Marchment shouldered at center ice. Delivers it for Brooks. He gets to the Charlotte zone. Whiffed on his shot, and Sellgren shifted ahead for Carrick. Carrick looking up the shooting left side. Through center, now back in the Marley zone. Checkers need time inside the offensive zone. They haven't had any sustained pressure aside from one shift so far. And we're 4 minutes and 15 seconds gone to the third period, down 3-1. You want your first 5 minutes to maybe get a goal and cut the deficit to just one. But for now, they're down 3-1. And we're 30 seconds away from the 5-minute mark. I would guess you're going to see a shortening of the bench for Mike Vellucci. All hands on deck here in the biggest game, in the biggest period of the year. Down in the series 1-0. Julien Gauthier, who has been going good all game long, lost control of it, inadvertently bumping with Schulke. Greening turning with it. He has got a goal in this game. He'll just play the puck in deep. Boy, Toronto, that's what they're going to do, isn't it? They're just going to play the puck in deep, trying to muddy up the waters in the neutral zone. An errant pass cost the Checkers there. This one launched back in the Charlotte end. It's a high stick, then negated. And now we have it whistled in the faceoff out to center. .50 to go, third period. Morgan Geekie off the boards, back to center ice. Lorenz gets it in. Kaskisuo can't play that one, but it's okay because Calder Rosen is there. And then a backhand to the far side to Bracco. Liljegren has to turn back in his own zone. Then to Rosen. Mueller knifes it in. Toronto making a change. Poturalski for Charlotte. Off the boards for Geekie, getting the puck in deep. Kaskisuo stops it and shovels it for Borgman. A backhander around the far side. Loverdi. I don't know. He's trying to, it was maybe trying to get his man to beat the Checkers D, and that didn't happen. So. Icing call. Face-off won by Charlotte in the offensive zone. The shot towards Kaskisuo flexed off the stick of Yurko. He checks it to make sure it's not broken. It's okay. He's got the only goal of the game on a deflection for Charlotte. Pierre Engvall going wide, hitting the brakes. This one off a checker stick and out of play. 13:53 to go. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. Tokarski watching the draw from his right side. Charlotte down 3-1. 13:53 to go in the third period. Marlies win the faceoff. Backhander stopped. Tokarski had a rebound in front of him, got some help to clear it away. Jesper Sellgren's pass, chopped down. No icing though. Nastasiuk puts Lindgren into the boards. Rasmus Sandin to Brooks. Brooks pass perfectly on the stick then of Sandin. Cross ice for Marchment. And this is offside. And Marchment throws Bishop to the ice. And the referee and linesman get in there. It's the ease at which Toronto can go from their own zone quickly out, right back into the Charlotte end. They're having no problem with their entries. The Checkers are just stifled every single time they're trying to skate the puck in the offensive zone when they have the chances. All right, Greening with Baptiste and Juris. Waugh, Gauthier, and Nick Schulke. Renouf on defense with Jake Bean. Tokarski over to Jake Bean. Bean's pass will go end over end and hit the dasher. Now settled down by Schulke. 13:15 left to go in regulation time. Charlotte down 3-1. And left to right, here's Schulke. Gets the red line, dumps it in. Kaskisuo stops it. Sandin around the boards. Renouf stepping in to try to hold it, but it does get to center ice, and it's Greening. Calmly rolls it off the dasher. Juris tangled up with Gauthier. Now the Checkers back on it through center ice. Getting the red line, chipping it in. Good job by Dan Renouf. Nick Waugh stride for stride against Timothy Liljegren. The puck is free for a moment, now turned over. Yurko fires, scores! Call him on a turnover. It's Nick Waugh, 3-2. And the place goes crazy.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty big too. We wanted to score pretty early in the period, so I mean it was pretty early too. So we had time to get that last goal and to tie the game. So. I remember a little bit. I think it was, like you said, deflection, shot from Yurko and a little deflection. So, no, it was those two goals were really big to come back in this game, and it was a really good game for us in that series to be able to come back in the game like that, and that showed us that we can beat this team.
There's center ice. Patrick Brown fires it in. Kaskisuo stopped it partially. Calder Rosen around for Loverdi, missed it. Held on the point, chopping at it with Sellgren, but it does escape to center ice. 11:48 left to go in the third period. The Checkers, who are in a 3-2 deficit now, we're down 3-0. Don't forget that. Up ahead, Andrew Poturalski. Nicely done. Lorentz is in. Lorentz fired. Ricochets off a skate. Selgren, rifle scored! Tie game! Selgren with a shot. It hits something in front. And Toronto has called a timeout. Yes, sir. This baby's all tied up.
Yeah, I think you got to just use the momentum as much as you can, because once that game got to 3-2, all the momentum was on our side. We're thinking we can do this. They're thinking, oh, crap, let's not try and blow this. And we just kept pouring it on them and giving it to them. And once Selly scored that goal, that was huge. And, to see a guy who kind of wasn't with us all year to step in and make a big impact like that and score a goal. And I remember him jumping up and down, so excited. So, he bought in right away and wanted to win just as badly as everybody else. Was awesome. And I think I was out on the ice for that goal and just jumping into his arms. That was awesome.
Well, I remember, like you said, the fans, it was unbelievable. It was like a dream a little bit. Like we scored a couple goals like so fast with the fans. Everybody was buzzing at that point when we scored that tying goal. Like the atmosphere in the arena was just unbelievable. So I knew we were going to win that game.
I just remember the feeling on the bench when that goal went in from Selgren of, okay, here we go. We're good. And I thought that was important.
Gets into the Charlotte zone. Shouldered by Jake Bean. Bean sends it in front. Look out. Marchman holds. He'll fire it. Loose puck to Karski. And that one shoveled aside by the defense. 11 minutes left to go in the third. 3-3 game. Gauthier. Centers. Kaskisuo down. Rebound loose. Sanguinetti will get there. Avoids the check. Fires it into traffic. Look at the Marlies surround their own goaltender. My goodness. They had 5 players standing within 2 feet of their goaltender to protect him. Nicolas with speed. He's in. Puck is loose though as he couldn't quite get it to Yurko. Cleared down the ice. No icing. Chant is let's go Checkers. They move from left to right. Flipping it out to center ice. Borgman to Loverdi. We are tied at 3, and we're 10 seconds away from the halfway mark of this third period. Yurko, high, flips to center ice. Loverdi gloves it down. He'll shovel it in as Toronto wants to go for a change. 9:55 to go in the third period. This one through center ice. Checkers hold on. Poturalski in, fires, went wide of Kaskisuo. Boy, he was moving the wrong way, wasn't he? Michael Carcone wants it now for the Marlies. He'll get the red line. Now they'll skate in. Bracco's shot never got through. Bracco started the scoring in the first period, which feels like it was a long time ago. Jesper Selgren, they gave him credit for the goal. His first goal in the American Hockey League, first goal in North America. This will be called an icing. However, Liberal, he'll go down in the Charlotte zone for a faceoff.
Yeah, I mean, you go up and down our lineup. There's so many guys who made such names for themselves in that run, and it showed how we were such a special team. You go down to all 4 lines. Had big players, but Nicky Waugh was definitely huge, and he had Goat going too, and they were a huge line for us in that Chicago series. And I can't say enough about all the guys on our team, and Nicky obviously made a huge name for himself, and you look at him now, and he's doing great.
It's when you feel the momentum switch, the ice tilted. And Nicky scores his first of the playoffs, and he had tons of chances to score goals, and he just couldn't buy one. And you knew it was coming for him. He just was playing really good hockey, like really good. And there's no shock that he's playing in the NHL right now. He's smart. He's good on faceoffs. He plays all situations. He cares. He's got a quiet leadership way about himself. I thought he was really good for us in the playoffs, starting in that Hershey series. Big body that can protect pucks and gives defensemen, tough times. And I think he scores a dirty goal there that really helps us change the momentum.
Bishop is in, goes wide. Fires it through the crease, and that just missed. Sanguinetti played it back to the corner. Bishop trying to find it. It's Marchman who gets it to center ice with the help now of the oncoming Brooks and then Moore. Hayden Fleury got his stick in the way. Back to center ice, it's Loverdi in front of his bench. Now to Andreas Borgman. 8 minutes and 8 seconds left in regulation. I don't get the feeling we're going to need overtime. I think this thing could be decided in regulation. We're going to find out. The Checkers may have another goal or two in their favor. Here's Loverdi. He fires. Good save to Karski. The rebound punched off the dasher. Would have been a hand pass, but Borgman played it to himself. That's okay. 7:48 to go. The chant again is let's go Checkers. Fleury to an open Sanguinetti. He has an open Fleury if he wants to go back, but they turned it over the line. Now it rolls to center ice. Boy, oh boy, you can't turn over pucks here. You cannot make those mistakes now. Hayden Fleury with a lot of time. He'll now take all the ice available to him as he skates behind Tokarski. Dips the shoulder and trucks down the right wing side before holding up. Fleury knows his team is making a change, and he's staying in his own zone for now. Then we'll just drop it for the captain, Patrick Brown. Brown who waits for a moment. Right to left for Charlotte, 7:10 to go in the third period as they cross into the offensive zone. This one dribbles into the left of Kaskisuo. Natchez centered it. The goalie got his stick in the way to take it before it got to the middle of the ice and get some help from the defense, and they clear it out. Here's Calle Rosen now. In for Bracco, they're onside. Look out. Oh! One linesman had it as onside, the other one called it off. The Checkers get a break. 6:57 left. And Tokarski, they hand off to Carrick. Carrick took a hit to whip it around, but Rosen there. Carrick skate the stick. Look out, given away. In front of Tokarski. Bouncing puck blocked by Carrick. My goodness. Back in. Here's another opportunity bouncing in front of Kaskisuo. Checkers hold on to the point. Here's a shot that just missed. 6 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in regulation. Checkers hold on at center ice. Brown in. Brown on his backhand to Bean. Not a high percentage shot there to hit traffic, and now it comes free to Baptiste. Down the near side. Trying to fire it. Puck is loose. Good save to Karski. He'll hold it. Boy, it's the little mistakes. The little things are, I think, are going to cost a team a game today. It seems like one team that capitalizes on a mistake. It's Toronto and Charlotte in a 3-3 game here. The faceoff won out of the Charlotte zone by the Checkers through center ice. Geeky swatting at it. Rasmus Sandin lost it. Poturalski taken off his stick. Lorentz cross ice pass. Oh, over skating, that was Fleury. Lorentz having to come back defensively against Bracco. Bracco trying to wrap it around. Tokarski, a good save. He got his right pad down in time, and it's clear to center ice. Toronto quickly back on it. Borgman's pass. And now Carconi will turn back. 5 minutes and 20 seconds before we need to go to overtime for the first time of the postseason for either team. Vincent Loverdi standing in front of his goaltender. Saucers one to center ice. Checkers recover, however. Nicolas, shoulder. The puck is in the zone. Now on the right boards for Schilke on the line. Centers it. Gauthier couldn't get a stick on it in time. Twisting and turning is Nicolas. Moving down the right boards along with Schilke. Gauthier lurking in front. Boxed out by the defenseman for the time being. Then it's Borgman's pass to the middle. Settled by the Checkers, and now it is cleared as the Marlies make a good second effort at it. Timoshev gets it deep. Engvall shoulder to shoulder with Selgren. Charlotte on the near side trying to get it out of the zone with 4:35 to go. I gotta say, we are in de facto overtime here. The next goal is gonna win this game more than likely. 3-3 game. Checkers are either gonna go to Toronto 1-1 or down 2-0. Julien Gauthier bounces off a hit. Schilke, though, couldn't get free for enough ice to shoot it the other way now. Jesper Lindgren is in. Lindgren, his pass goes off a skate. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left to go. To the left of Tokarski. Now on the point Jesper Lindgren's shot never got through. Here's another opportunity. That one wide of Tokarski. The Toronto Marlies are beginning to turn the ice in their favor a bit here. Jesper Lindgren at center ice. Drives it back for Sandin. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the third period. 3-3 game. Next goal is going to win this game, almost without question. Are we going to see it here, or are we going to see it in overtime? Calle Rosen down the left wing side. Good coverage by Sanguinetti on Marchment, and now the Checkers have possession. And here is Sanguinetti looking up the ice. His pass chopped down. Marlies with speed and they're in. Juris forced to the outside by his one-time teammate in Hayden Fleury. Timothy Lindgren on the point. Then to the near side of Calle Rosen. Fires it! That went off a body and out of play. Well, they're going to actually take one more break. 3-3 game. And then we're going to finish up regulation when we come back. 3-3 game, 3:19 to go. Third period. Face off to the right of Tokarski. Off the face off, Charlotte coming away and Hayden Fleury. Fleury's pass hit the glass. Now back to center ice, Bishop and Gauthier. But right back on the stick of the Marlies and Trevor Moore. Moore from long range puts it wide of the goal, and it will carry him to Waugh as delivered by Gauthier. Waugh is in, dropped it. Bishop fires it. Kaskisuo is saved. The rebound cleared away. Toronto does that so well. Moore is trying to beat the defense stride for stride. Good job to fight him off. Bishop for Fleury, who's in. Fleury to Brown. Fires it, missed on the short side. Quick shot by Brown. Selgren is back along with Natchez. Natchez keeping Baptiste on the wall, but he delivered a good pass and a shot went wide of Tokarski. This one rolling to Patrick Brown with 2.5 to go in regulation. 3-3 game. Brown is in. Getting it back. Centering it. Save. Kaskisuo got a blocker on that. The rebound was there for a moment, and they couldn't get it to go. 2:15 left. Out to center ice again. Selgren scoops it up. Backtracks in his own zone, and then gives to Carrick. 2:10 to go in regulation. 3-3 it remains. Whipped around the boards. Lorentz lets it go for Geekie. Geekie takes it back from Borgman. Poturalski dips the shoulder. Love to get him on the score sheet. At this point, anyone would do, but Poturalski especially, you know he can make it happen. On the right side, gets out to center ice. Carrick's got to be careful. Then Geekie picks it up. Now for Poturalski, the right back in. Poturalski holding. Firing it, deflected, scores!
Yeah, I think once we scored that goal to make it 3-2, there was just so much life back on our bench, and we knew we were right back into that game. And when Selgren got that one in, everybody just erupted, and everything was crazy. And then obviously going down into the last couple of minutes there, that was just blackout moment. That was amazing to get a goal like that. And it's kind of funny, this year I played with Chris Mueller in San Diego, and we would talk about that game all the time, and he would just shake his head at how they blew that lead and how we came back and how I threw one off one of their defensemen's legs and went in. And I just remember seeing all the highlight videos, I think, of like Geekie and whoever else was in there jumping into me in the corner, and it was just like pure excitement, and it was awesome.
Going into game 3, they're thinking about it. They know we got all the momentum. And, Potsy scores a big one. Geeks gets another assist along with Trev. And just was a huge goal. You really are a turning point in our series versus Toronto.
Toronto in their own zone. Crowd is buzzing. One minute left. Here's Lilgren to Timoshev. Stopped by Tokarski. To an open Fleury. Off the glass. It will be cleared here. High flip to center ice. Here's Patrick Brown for the empty net. He scores! .4 to go. Charlotte 5-3. Down 3-0. 3-3. 4-3 the score by Poturalski. Then an empty netter. Nick Waugh is in. Nick Waugh fires. Kaskasuo a save. Brown with the goal. Yurko with an assist on the empty netter. Game's over. Series tied 1-1. The comeback is complete. 5-3 victory. Incredible.
Right, yeah, I totally forgot about that too. Like, that definitely crept into our minds. You know, like, what if this team doesn't even lose? They're such a solid veteran team. And for us just to come back from down 3 goals, we were so happy. And, you know, we're going to take that into overtime then and keep our momentum to try and get something in overtime, you know, steal that game and move on. And for us to even get that in regulation and not even have to go to overtime was awesome. And that building was so loud we couldn't even hear ourselves thinking. And but you knew there was still that time left where they were going to pull their goalie and,
right,
you know, try to tie one up. So we still had to keep our focus and composure to try and close that out.
Exactly. So they won. They beat us the first game. So and they came out hard the second game too. So we were kind of questioning ourselves, like, are we going to be able to beat these guys? Like, they were a really good team. So being able to come back in this game by 3 goals, I mean, it gave us such a big confidence boost. So it was really good for us.
Right now. Three stars of the game. Jesper Sellgren, number 3. Way to go, kid. Here's the second star of the game. Yurko got it started, and he helped finish it. And there he is, Andrew Poturalski, telling the crowd we want to hear you. What a night tonight.